Well, retirement is not just a destination, it's a series of decisions that deserve some careful thought, strategy, and a trusted guide. So that is why each week here on Mason Street Retirement Insights, we sit down with our resident financial advisor, Sean Mason, president of Mason Street Wealth Management right here in Fresno. Sean, I'm loving our Saturday routine. How we doing this weekend?
Casey, I'm doing really good. I'm really excited about the show today. I know we've got some really good stuff. So happy to be hanging out with the community. Urge everyone to stick with us today because we've got some great information for you. So hang in there and hold on and let's go.
Yeah, I'm glad you're excited because I'm getting ready to put you to work, Sean. Coming up on the show today, we're going to talk developing a retirement plan built for longevity and flexibility. We'll chat about de-risking your portfolio as you get closer to retirement, plus a new debate that Dave Ramsey has stirred up recently. But before we get to it, if you've got questions about your current retirement plan or you just don't even have a clue where to start, this is your chance. Sean has set aside 5 spots on his calendar for an introductory retirement planning assessment exclusively for our radio listeners this week. 559-847-0039 is what you need to dial to claim your spot. And Sean, could you kind of give us a quick overview of what that first meeting looks like? What should folks expect when they sit down with you?
Yeah, it's a really good time. We want to walk through some different elements. You know, a lot of people come in and they say, I don't know what I don't know. And we can't be having that in retirement. So we want to walk through the different elements that you should be thinking about and considering. And then we want to get to know you and figure out, you know, what's important to you, what your concerns are, and then talk about some of the options that you might have moving forward.
And just to be clear, there is no cost, there is no obligation associated with this meeting. It is simply a chance for you to talk through your goals and get that professional perspective. Sean's office is right here in Fresno, so go ahead, give us a call, 559-847-0039. We are standing by right now to take your call and get you on his calendar. That number for you one more time. Make sure you got it down, 559-847-0039, or you can always connect with us online. We are at MasonStreetRetirementInsights.com. All right, Sean, let's get into it. The end of the year, it's going to be here before we know it. And the city of Pittsburgh actually put up its downtown Christmas tree a few weeks ago, even before Halloween. It's actually a logistical thing because they've got to put up the tree first before they can assemble the surrounding temporary ice rink. But in any case, this is just another reminder about how the end of the year is approaching very fast. So I wanted to ask you, Sean, what items should we tick off during our review with you before 2026 sets in?
Yeah, and I love this time of the year. The holidays are around the corner, so lots of friends and family time. But Casey, how early is too early to put up outside Christmas lights? I usually do Thanksgiving weekend, but I won't be available. So the week before or the week after? What do you say?
I say November 1st. I say all systems go on November 1st. Let's get spooky season over with and let's change right to Christmas.
All right. It sounds like I need to get to it.
That's right.
Well,
I think the longer the better. You know,
yeah,
more merriment can't hurt.
All right. It's a lot of work. So, right. It's the longer that you get to enjoy it, I guess, the better. But
Exactly.
you have a really good question. So many people put off thinking about taxes until March or April. But many strategies are calendar year sensitive. So now's the time to get to it for sure. If you have the extra cash to get you through the rest of the year, consider contributing more to your 401k from your paycheck if your plan allows for it. Those contributions are tax deferred. And if you're required, either by age or if you have one of those inherited IRAs, don't forget to take the required minimum distribution or RMD. From any tax-deferred accounts, there's a hefty 25% penalty if you miss the deadline. And then look for tax loss harvesting opportunities in your taxable accounts. Any holdings that have taken a loss since you purchased them can be sold and used to offset the capital gains from selling some winners. Also, Roth conversions can be a powerful strategy to reduce taxes and significant tax increases. That could be a horrifying surprise in the future. Most families aren't aware that their taxes will go up as their income needs increase, and that's caused by inflation. And then when you reach age 73, and for some that age is 75, those required minimum distributions or RMDs will push you into higher tax brackets, making it difficult to manage your tax rates. And then if you reach age 70 and a half this year or before, you might elect to make some qualified charitable distributions from your IRA, which can also satisfy your RMD. It's a tax-free distribution that can support a good cause. And Casey, if you want to take it to another level, project what your distribution needs will be for next year. It might be best to take a part of those distributions this year. That's advanced tax bracket management.
Well, let me ask you this, Sean, because I know existing clients fill a lot of those December calendar slots up for you. So if somebody is new, when should they make that appointment to have that first meeting with you?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. We're really proactive. We're managing these strategies for our clients all year. So we don't have that last minute rush with our existing clients, and it works out really well so we can help families who are getting a later start. But with that said, there are a lot of individuals who haven't thought about these concepts until now. Maybe your CPA or tax attorney recommended us, or what you've heard today is resonating. So right now is the time. The calendar will fill up. So I want to extend an invitation to our listeners. Give our team a call at 559-847-0039. And if you're one of the first 5 callers, we're going to waive our consultation fee and provide you with your own individual financial planning assessment, your portfolio analysis, your estate plan, the tax strategies we've been discussing, all the elements you have to be addressing for retirement. Again, that number is 559-847-0039. Give us a call and our team will schedule a good time for you to come into the office or meet by Zoom.
And just a reminder, Sean is local. He is right here in Fresno. He would love to sit down with you and see how he can best help. So give us a call. Let's get you on the calendar for that introductory conversation. That number again, 559-847-0039. Or you can always visit us at masonstreetretirementinsights.com and you can get connected with us that way. All right, Sean, there are a lot of studies that talk about when people hope to retire versus when they actually do. Here is the Wall Street Journal's Ann Tergeson on Morningstar recently. Take a listen to what she had to say.
And over time, I just started noticing like everybody says they want to retire later than they do on average. People want to retire at, say, 65, 66, but they really are retiring more like 63. And often, people speak to these unexpected things that happen, whether it's layoffs, often it's health issues, whether it's their own health or somebody else's health, and they need to provide caregiving. So I think that's just a very, very persistent, common trend over time.
So my question for you, Sean, is how do you design a retirement plan that builds for longevity, but is flexible enough to handle those surprises that life tends to throw our way?
Yes, this is a planning error that actually most families make. They don't figure out how an early retirement would affect their quality of life and any long-term healthcare needs and legacy desires. Often there are strategies that can be used to mitigate these consequences. The Employee Benefit Institute does some really good work. If you've been to our workshops, you've probably heard me talk about them. Every few years, they do a study. They poll people in their mid-50s, asking when they plan to retire, and the results are always really consistent. 75% of those say that they'll retire after 65. Then they poll the same people in their early 70s, and it ends up that 75% retired before they turned 65. A few of them chose to retire early, but as Ann was saying in the clip, most were forced to retire early because of some unforeseen event. Health issues, layoffs, caregiving for a family member. 2 significant changes happen when an individual retires. They stop contributing to the retirement savings and they start using their retirement savings. And this can have a dramatic effect on the financial position for the family and often causes a significant change in lifestyle. Casey, you asked a really good question. What should people do to be prepared? We've found that those families who proactively create a comprehensive financial plan will be better positioned to navigate obstacles that could cause financial problems like an early retirement. And many times there are opportunities that could improve the situation. Right now, we're working with a lot of Fresno Unified School District employees who are being offered an incentive package to retire early. And these packages have multiple options. With our comprehensive planning process, we can model each option to determine the best strategy for each individual employee and their family. And by the way, the enrollment deadline is December 5th for Fresno. And as we know, other school districts often follow suit. So you want to start the planning process now.
So we know life has a way of throwing us curveballs, Sean, whether that's a sudden health issue or a hiccup in the market, or maybe you have a family emergency of some sort. With all those surprises being a possibility, keeping those in mind, Sean, what kind of financial, let's say, shock absorbers do you suggest building into a retirement plan to help folks weather those storms should they come their way?
Casey, there's so much to think about for retirement, and these things are usually overlooked, and there are many that can change the retirement outlook. But risk tolerance usually is going to be the indicator of what type of strategies we use. It'll be key to stress test those what-if scenarios, meaning we can calculate ahead of time the consequences of those unforeseen events, and then, depending on the family's risk tolerance, determine if they can shoulder that risk, or if we need to implement a strategy to mitigate the effects. So there is no one-size-fits-all. Solutions have to be custom designed for each individual situation.
Life changes, the markets shift, your needs evolve over time, and Sean can help you build a plan that adjusts with you and helps you stay prepared for whatever comes next. 559-847-0039 is how you reach us. We will find you a spot on the calendar to sit down with Sean for your complimentary introductory meeting. 559-847-0039 is that number for you. Again, we are standing by right now to take your call. Or if online is better for you, you can always head to MasonStreetRetirementInsights.com, and it's got all the different ways that you can get connected right there. That is going to do it for us this week here on Mason Street Retirement Insights. As always, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back next week, same time, same place, with more great insight from Sean Mason, president of Mason Street Wealth Management. Take care.
Mason Street Wealth Management, MSWM, is a registered investment advisor, and the opinions expressed by MSWM on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinions of Motivate Investments. Registration is not an endorsement by securities regulators. Investment advisory services are offered through Motivate Investments, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. The information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities, offered through Sean A. Mason, California, insurance license number 0B54860. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Motivate Investments. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. MSWM is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if MSWM is licensed in your state, please call 559-892-0002.